If Jude Bellingham really has declined at Real Madrid, then how is it possible that he looked like the best player in the world at the 2026 FIFA World Cup? This wasn't a coincidence. Something changed dramatically the moment he put on an England shirt, and the answer might leave many Real Madrid fans questioning the way their club has been using one of the world's finest midfielders. Before the World Cup began, many people viewed Jude Bellingham's season at Real Madrid as underwhelming. His statistics had declined, and some even started wondering whether Kylian Mbappe's arrival had diminished his influence. But I saw a completely different story. The 2026 FIFA World Cup proved that Bellingham's quality had never disappeared. He simply needed the right role. This tournament completely changed the way the football world viewed Jude Bellingham once again. So what exactly caused such a dramatic transformation? In today's video, I'll explain why Bellingham became England's most influential player throughout the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Let's get started. From a restrictive role at Real Madrid to freedom with England. In my opinion, Jude Bellingham's story didn't begin at the World Cup. It began during Real Madrid's 2025-26 season. Playing for the Spanish Giants, he made 40 appearances, scoring 8 goals and providing 2 assists. Those numbers were lower than in his debut season, but I've always believed the statistics were misleading. At Madrid, Kylian Mbappe and Vinicius Jr. remained the team's primary attacking weapons, while Bellingham was often asked to play deeper, helping with build-up play, pressing, and defensive transitions. On top of that, a semitendinosus injury in February 2026 kept him out for around 7 weeks, making it even harder for him to find any rhythm. The moment he joined Thomas Tuchel's England squad, I immediately noticed a huge difference. Bellingham was given the attacking freedom he had enjoyed during his time at Borussia Dortmund. Instead of acting mainly as a link between midfield and attack, he was encouraged to make runs into the penalty area, attack the half spaces, and become England's secondary goal threat behind Harry Kane. Many Real Madrid supporters argued that Bellingham had been sacrificed for the team's overall balance, and in my opinion, the 2026 FIFA World Cup became the strongest evidence that his individual brilliance had never disappeared. The only thing that changed was how his coach chose to use him on the pitch. England didn't reach the top because of Kane, they did it because of Bellingham. Many people automatically see Harry Kane as the face of England, but if I had to choose the player who truly carried the team to the semifinals and ultimately helped them finish third, my answer is clear: Jude Bellingham. He ended the tournament with 7 goals, setting a new record for the most goals scored by an England player in a single FIFA World Cup. What impressed me even more than the number itself was when he scored them. He didn't pad his tally against weaker opponents. He delivered in the knockout rounds, when the pressure was at its highest and the entire football world was watching. Just look at his journey. When England defeated Mexico 3-2 in the round of 16, Bellingham scored twice to rescue a match that was beginning to slip away. In the quarterfinals against Norway, led by Erling Haaland and Martin Odegaard, he struck twice again, including the decisive goal in extra time. Even in England's 2-1 semi-final defeat to Argentina, he remained the biggest threat to Argentina's midfield throughout the match. Then, in the third-place playoff against France, he came off the bench and scored the final goal in a thrilling 6-4 victory, sealing England's third-place finish and his record-breaking 7th goal of the tournament. The match that changed the way the world sees Bellingham. For me, the quarterfinal against Norway was the moment the football world stopped viewing Bellingham as simply a talented young midfielder and started seeing him as a genuine Ballon d'Or contender. Norway arrived with 2 Premier League superstars, Erling Haaland, one of the world's most feared goal scorers, and Martin Odegaard, the creative heartbeat of their midfield. On paper, the spotlight should have belonged to them. Instead, Bellingham completely stole the show. He dominated midfield battles, won second balls, led England's pressing, and punished Norway with 2 goals that perfectly reflected his playing style: aggressive, intelligent in finding space, and fearless when taking responsibility. What made the performance even more remarkable was the reaction from the international media. The Guardian described him as a big-game player, while FIFA highlighted the fact that almost all of his goals came in high-pressure matches rather than from easy penalty opportunities. Sky Sports also pointed out that he led England in goal involvements, big chances created, sprints, progressive runs, and successful take-ons. In other words, his impact went far beyond scoring 7 goals. He was the player who consistently drove England forward, broke through defensive lines, and launched attacking transitions. That's why I believe his performance against Norway completely changed the world's perception of Jude Bellingham's true level. The Thomas Tuchel drama that few people talk about. The most fascinating part of the story actually came after England's victory over Norway. Thomas Tuchel openly admitted that his team had been messy and fortunate to win. Most players would probably have stayed quiet, but Bellingham responded in a way that, in my opinion, reflected an elite mentality. He insisted that defeating a team featuring Erling Haaland and Martin Ødegaard was never something to take lightly. From my perspective, this wasn't just another media soundbite, it was a clash of two football philosophies. Tuchel was demanding structural perfection, while Bellingham valued the ability to win games even when everything became chaotic. What impressed me most was that the disagreement never turned into a dressing room conflict. Both Harry Kane and Tuchel later made it clear that their relationship remained strong. There were no credible reports of divisions within the squad, no disciplinary issues, and no off-the-field distractions that affected Bellingham's focus throughout the tournament. In fact, the entire episode highlighted his leadership qualities. He was willing to speak his mind while still respecting the team's hierarchy. In international football, players who can balance a strong personality with dressing room stability are incredibly rare, and I believe Bellingham is already becoming one of them at such a young age. The 2026 World Cup brought back the very best version of Jude Bellingham. Honestly, I believe the 2026 FIFA World Cup brought back the very best version of Jude Bellingham. Many people have forgotten that during his debut season at Real Madrid, he looked like a midfielder capable of scoring at any moment, a player who combined elements of Steven Gerrard and Zinedine Zidane. His 2025-26 season caused that image to fade because of a more defensive role and an injury setback. But the moment he put on an England shirt, I saw his attacking instincts return. The fearless runs into the penalty area, the confidence to influence the biggest moments, and the aura of a player determined to decide matches himself all came back. That's why this tournament felt like a true resurgence rather than just a temporary run of good form. So is Real Madrid actually limiting one of their own best players? After watching Bellingham score 7 goals, break England's World Cup scoring record, and become the heartbeat of his team at the biggest tournament in football, I find it very difficult to accept the narrative that he has declined. To me, the 2026 FIFA World Cup proved exactly the opposite. It showed that when he's given attacking freedom and trusted as the team's main driving force, Jude Bellingham can perform on the same level as the very best players in the world. And honestly, I'm beginning to believe that in the years ahead, the conversation won't be whether he's a Ballon d'Or candidate, it will be how many Ballon d'Or trophies he'll end up winning. Jude Bellingham didn't win the World Cup, but he won something that can be even more valuable for a player's long-term career: the recognition that he belongs on football's biggest stage. So what do you think? Did the 2026 FIFA World Cup prove that Jude Bellingham should be given a much freer role at Real Madrid? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Leave your opinion in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more exciting football discussions.